here. Great.
Dragons.
All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Rolling Until Ragnaroks, to Fella Tyrant, Episode 6. Episode 5 was last time, but Episode 6 is going to be just as cool. And, I mean, to Asen, this would be Episode 5. But anyway, thank you all for coming back. We're still partnered with Doomlings. I showed you all Nocturnal last time. Today I'm going to show you this big derp. There he is. Yeah, his little arms. Oh my god. He's awesome. They say this is Doomlings on him. Aw.
Yeah, they have it on their little butt.
Yeah. And he's got... It's fun because his arms are all like buff and they little sandbags in them, and they're so cute. Y'all should use our thing and get some Doomlings in the link below. I'll also leave our little affiliate link and all that stuff, but you'll get, I think you get 15% off your entire order if you use our link, which is just bonkers. Let's be real. And you'll be supporting all of my players because instead of me taking any part of it, I'm going to make sure it goes to them and helps them update their setups and all their stuff and all that goodness and just whatever.
Or just buy more Doomlings plushies.
Or that.
If that's what updates your setup, that's what updates your setup. Just like my patented little bear guy. This is my microphone. I forgot what you call them. The softener or whatever.
Pop guard.
Yeah, it's my little bear guy.
Right, that you shoved the mic up his ass. Yeah, we got it.
Don't kink shame my bear. No, but anyway.
No shame here.
Anyway, let's jump right in.
The bear did.
The bear sure did.
Yeah. Well, that was a fun afternoon. Okay.
Oh my god.
Gentle strokes. No, we left off last time with the entire group back to the Soul Caravan. They are making their way downtown, walking fast. No, they're making their way through to the road of tribute, and they each had just rolled for dreams, which is something that I like to do, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
Soul, you rolled a 9. So let's talk about during this time, Soul. Overall, you all tend to sleep fairly well throughout the majority of the ride. But each of you have a very particular night that something happens to you. But Soul, one of the nights you finally have like let it all sink in. Probably one of the first nights as you're pulling away from Moonsault for the very first time. You've never been that far away from Moonsault. This is kind of the furthest moment of your journey. You are laying down, you're getting some rest. Your dream comes in a wash of colors. Think like a watercolor painting getting washed away by the rain slowly. There's droplets and just colors that are mixing into each other, and you can hear a voice as it talks, this woman's voice that just is gentle and kind of flowing in and out. You just hear almost like an echo through water. You know what it sounds like when something talks to you through water. You just hear, you're finally beginning to move further away from where you grew. You're taking your first leaps, as it is to say. It lets you absorb kind of these moments, these flashes. You see this through the black, inky water. You start to see a light. It dangles and it moves. And as it moves, the waterways start to push. The colors begin to run. And you just hear, You're one of the last of the clutch. Oh, Rana, as you go forward, make sure you're careful. But always know that the outcome of all of this is death. No matter what. Maybe not for you. Maybe for you. But eventually, you're going to meet. We're going to find each other again. But before that, send me as many of those lizards as possible. And I promise that when you get here, you will look upon a graveyard that you dug yourself. You start to find your voice. In your dream, you can say one thing.
I will say, I'll make sure that graveyard is full to its brim before I arrive.
And you see a giant eye open in front of you. The light is just a dot in it. The lantern is pulled away. And you just see a large eye and teeth. But there's something calming about it. And you realize that the light is a woman's body being slowly pulled to the side. It has these very delicate cloths that are swaying off of it. This is where all of the colors coming from. And all the colors quickly become a dragon's mouth and latch down on top of you. And for a brief moment in your dream, and as you wake up, you can feel the imprints of the teeth all down your body. And you can hear the snapping of each of your bones under its teeth. And I think you jolt awake.
Yes, absolutely.
And you can feel the imprints and see bruises on you of where this teeth mark would be. But you're okay other than that.
That was... Guess we'll see what else is new out here.
I think that brings us to Asen, who I believe rolled a 15 for his dreams. I think Asen's dreams are interesting to talk about. Because for the most part, I would think they would be just violence and a little bit of trauma dumping from when he was in the pit. And these very violent, very harsh dreams that he is normally okay with. And on a 15, I think that generally those are the same of what you get. You have these wonderful things, and then you've just cut down your competitor. You can feel the heat of Underwing. You can see that he just fell, and you look towards the crowd for their cheering, because the louder they cheer, the harder you get to remove the head from the competitor. The more this gets to be, the greater of a moment this is. And as you look, nobody's looking at you. They're all talking amongst themselves, or looking towards somebody else. Nobody's paying attention. And it starts to get to you for a second, because it's like nobody cares. You just did this amazing thing. This is when the crowd cheers. This is when you get the glory. This is the moment that matters. But to Asen, I think this is the first time he realizes that this is the moment that matters. Because there's never not been cheers. There's never not been this crazy moment where everybody freaks out because you did the thing. you've never failed in the pit, not extensively. You've always come out on top, and everybody's always cheered, and you've always decapitated them. That was a thing that happens almost every time, and it's always a glorious moment. And you look around, and nobody's there, and then slowly the people begin to disappear, except for a couple, and they're watching, and they're content, but it's not a big enough crowd. And it's, I think, the very first time Aeson would look down at it all and realize that the followers also have to be cheering for you. Aeson wants the followers to be cheering for him. That's part of what it is. Yes, you have to get your blade cleaned. That's a thing. That's the mark of a true follower. That's rule number 5 to Aeson. But also, I think this is the first time Aeson realizes that, like, the cheering's part of it. And I think you just kind of wake up in whatever silent thoughts Aeson has about any of that.
Right. So, okay, Aeson would sit up and just kind of like look around. Is Sticky sleep, or have you just woken up trying to timing wise? Honestly, no, it doesn't matter. Aeson's gonna like just shake you, like just and be like, "I need you to say my name."
There's just a groggy opening of the eyes. Just Aeson?
A little more vigor, like Aeson.
What's going on? Why'd you wake me up?
He's just gonna like put one hand on Sticky because he can't fit two, but just one hand and be like, "This is really important."
I'll look you dead in the eyes, seeing the seriousness on your face in that moment. And I'll just say, Aeson, do you need a bit more? Is that good?
Take that sigh of relief and be like, "You're a good man, Sticky. You're a good man." And then like he can turn over. And then decapitate the guy in his dream. Like, that's okay. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Soon as you turn away, I'm just looking around like, what? Okay.
Isis,
Mm,
you rolled a 17.
I did.
I wish people that were watching understood the significance of Isis rolling a 17, because our wonderful player here never rolls above a 10 for any sort of dreams ever.
Mm-mm.
We've been doing this for about 5 years now, and I can truly say that Amethyst, her main character, I think has rolled above a 6 twice. One time it was a nat 20. It was beautiful, but this is
Yeah.
this is we I have to say we all held our breath a little bit to see what would happen with her dream roll. So the fact that Isis got a 17 is kind of wonderful. Is all I'm getting at. What I have to do to her now is a little bit harsh, but it's really awesome.
What? But a
And
17 can be good.
So it's really wonderful. No. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You'll see. It's awesome. We'll see. Anyway, let's get to it. Isis. I think it's interesting the thoughts that like a Holdra cat or this Hellion cat would dream at all. Like what do you think? What do demons of the exterior planes dream about? Like I think generally you would just go into these trances and see battles that you've won, or even hear the voices of those that you need to punish. Like there's just this idea of like, what would Hellions normally dream about? And then there's Isis, who is in this very interesting place. You're in the mortal realm. You would get real sleep. You're also a mother. And I think that you close your eyes, you finally fall into this cat sleep, and you start to hear your daughter's voice. Just, Mom, like asking, I think it's dinner time. Like just this little cat talking to you about her wet food and kind of like running in and yelling that Bermuda ate her food, and Bermuda kind of like sauntering in behind her, this fat orange cat, being like, I don't know what she's talking about. I ate my food. And now it's a question of a parent has to have is, did your daughter Booty ever have her own food that moment, or is she thinking that all the food in the room is hers to begin with? Like, it's this whole interesting moment of what mothers have to deal with.
Yeah.
But Isis, I think you also know that you are dreaming. You look around, and in your dream you see the outside, and you put your paw up against the window, and you can feel a cold breeze. And you can see a tree. A mortal tree. One of the things that you saw for the very first time only a couple months ago. You can hear the breeze coursing over the ocean. An ocean that you wouldn't know what it sounds like, but in your dreams you're making it up. And you can smell this like salty air that, again, you're kind of making up in your head. Because it's not sulfur. You know that it's not supposed to smell like sulfur.
Right.
So it's just, and you can feel the sun's warmth with the cold breeze. And you can hear your daughter and her friends and other little cats just making noises. And then here comes your husband, as useful as he fucking ever was, coming out and going and saying, I don't really know who had the food or whose food it was to begin with. Like, he's just talking about food too. And now your whole house is just going on and on about food. And suddenly from upstairs you hear boof, 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 and you just hear from the top of it this loud voice, all of you be quiet. I'll make sausages when I come down later. And it's just become this eruption of noise.
Yeah.
And you're used to the noise because, again, you're a mother.
Yeah. She would pick up Booty and be like, but Booty, you said you've never eaten before ever. Then how did he eat your food?
What? I've never eaten before ever, but he ate all my food. It's okay, Mom. You can get me some of my food now. And she'd lean over and kiss you on the nose.
Aw.
Little licks.
She's like, okay, we're all going to get second wet food, and I'm going to watch everyone eat it this time.
And everybody, including your husband, thinks this is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I think that you would start to let go of the window holding Booty. And you'd look at your paw and realize that this is what all this is about. That no matter what, this can't ever exist unless the next steps happen perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything has to happen in such a way that the horizon can't be darkness anymore. You have to be able to have this. This is what you're trying to bring to your kin. You're getting a glimpse of it. And then you'd wake up. And in your arm would be a little sack of flour.
Yeah.
That you've grabbed and held on to in the middle of the sleep. Just all over you.
Holding the flower, be like, I wish Booty was this quiet. And she would just pet the flower.
As you kind of come to and look around, you can see Soul has just rolled back over after yelling the word Asen. Aeson is asleep like this, just kind of hunched over on his axe, drooling a little bit onto the axe.
Gotta keep it polished.
He's got to keep it polished, yeah.
Oh my god.
Everything.
Oh.
Marin, you rolled a 2.
I rolled a 2.
Mm.
I did the amethyst thing.
Marin, you've spent the past couple days exclaiming that you have kids that have now had kids, that have now had children. You also can hear the echo of your own voice against the darkness of your own dream. I've jumped so many times, and not once have ever gotten to go back to the same plane, the same realm. You start to see faces that wash out, and you can't see the details of them. You can hear voices that you almost recognize. You can see some of them with hooves, some of them with pirate hats, some of them just sitting around a table playing their own game of cards, and one standing up and slamming the cards down and just exclaiming how they won and how their grandmother would be proud of them because she's the one who taught them how to play. You can hear these voices, and for the life of you, you have no idea who these people are other than your own bloodline. After all, you've had a husband in every realm. You've built a family that you don't recognize and that would never recognize you. And you've gotten so far away from them. And there's this moment where you can almost touch one and it just slip away into dust, and the colors slowly wrap around and become a large throne that you can see against the darkness, against this backdrop of nothingness. Marin, you can see the only thing you've been saying that you're going to get this whole time. A throne made of antlers and a throne with a beautiful rack, Marin. A throne made of all the flowers and all the vines and all the steps that you have to take to get there. Every single one of them is pushing grains of sand away. And each one of those grains of sand is another family member that you'll never know. And you have to start walking forward because you have no other thing to do. And you can hear these things beginning to swallow and wander away. You can hear stories at first about my grandma Marin, blah, 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 blah. My mother Marin, blah, 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 blah. You can hear the stories. These people telling these wonderful tales about Marin or about Grandma Selly, about anything, about you. And every step you get disjointed just a little bit from that. Every step you push more and more of the detail away until they're just little flags of color that are slowly becoming dots on a horizon line. You're standing now one step away from your chair and one giant leap away from the family that you left behind. And you look down at your hands. They're yours. What are you doing?
I'm sitting down.
You take the last step. And as you touch the throne, it begins to grow and quake and shatter and warp and you can see a face in front of it, and you feel the heat, and you can feel the red dragon's body press into your space. It's a reflection on his eye. You touch the bare, open eye of Cinderlace and realize that you were running towards him and not your throne. And there's still another journey to be had, but he's in the way. And he grins. And his grin shakes the entire dreamscape. And you just hear a low rumble. The world starts to shatter. The blackness starts to crack. And Cinderlace's large roar just says, "Give up, because you're forever alone anyway. Now fall." And you begin to tumble into darkness. And you think this is when you're supposed to wake up. And then there's a large thunk. And you can feel your bones start to split. And you feel the weight of what it feels like just to have his wings bend in your presence. The wind is breaking your bones. You can't feel which way is up anymore. You don't know which direction the wind is even coming from. It's just a torrent. It's like you're in two different cyclones at once that are just now touching down to the ground. And you can feel your arms start to rip out of their own sockets. And as you wake up, you realize the rack on your head is stuck in this rope that you were sleeping near, and for just a moment you feel confined. And Isis, looking at these other two sleeping, you jolt awake, and you may react.
I can react to her jolting
No,
awake?
I would like Marin to react to her feeling like the rope is something grabbing her, as she believes all of her bones are being broken by just Cinderlace's wing being moved.
Jesus.
Just roll a 2.
I did roll a 2.
Yeah.
And it's about to get real wild. Okay. Gonna cast chain lightning on the rope.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Which means it needs a reaction roll of 14.
No, it's just, you're just gonna hit it.
It's just rope.
Why don't you roll a reaction roll for me, because you're hitting a rope that's connected to you right now.
Oh well, you know, that's a whole good point. Well, I rolled an 18 with hope.
Okay, so you're good. Isis, you see Marin jolt awake and just lightning rip out of her. This is probably one of the larger acts of magic you've seen her do, as she jumps awake, and I think that her hooves or little legs would be flailing just a little bit. Because,
Oh my god.
because Marin is now standing, grabbing this rope. She's tangled up all in it. Marin, I think you're also out of breath. But the two of you may react to this. Soul, this might wake you up at this point. Ace, and I think you're just asleep.
Yeah, Soul was barely back asleep, and they're just
Oh my god.
all this
Right.
noise.
That's fair.
Isis would, like slowly make her way over to Marin, not to startle her. And be like, "Hey, it's okay. I'm here. You're not alone. I'm here. Let me help." And she would trying to untangle her. Like, "I got you." Just reassuring words the whole time. "I'm here. I'm helping. It's okay."
I just want everyone to know that every time Marin sleeps, she takes all the junk out of her antlers and puts it all back in the next morning when she gets up.
That is so much work. It must take you like hours to get ready. Do we wait for you every morning? Is that what happens?
While you're helping her with that, you just hear a thunk as Soul rolls out of the hammock onto the ground.
Oh no!
And then jumps up ready to just hit something.
Like, Soul, you good? It's okay. We're good. It's okay. We're fixing it. It's fine. We're good.
Okay. Second time someone's woken me up today.
Second. Oh, was that what I heard when you shouted Asen earlier? What was that?
I don't know. He asked me to say his name. I don't know. Is
Marin-
everyone okay, though?
She's in the middle of like roping, like, are you dreaming of Asen?
No. He woke me up to say his name.
I mean, there's no judgments here. I mean, if that's what this is, like,
Out of nowhere, in the middle of everything, you just hear Jolene in the middle of her sleep. Yeah, Asen.
I get it.
And just
I get it.
asleep.
I feel like he would just suck in like just a little bit more, just to...
Oh
God.
I forgot she was in here. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
In her little nook.
Oh man.
Yep, like I knew I liked Fluffy Part 2.
I'm gonna.
Part 2.
Seeing that you're helping untangle her, I will try and help as best I can.
What kind of stuff is in your antlers, Marin? I'm sorry, Marin, go ahead.
Normally it's just like a bunch of leaves and flowers, and there may or may not be a critter that resides briefly. A random bird nest.
That's cool, though.
With all of that this time, I would say you'd see one of the birds' nests ripped apart on the ground from where you had a whole fit. And there's a locket in it that you probably have seen before. When? Only the gods know. Where? Definitely none of them know. But there's a locket there. And what's in it is up to you to decide. But you do happen to remember it. It's been ages since you even thought about it.
She's gonna grab it and kind of look at it for a minute, because the last time she saw the locket, it was in her bag. The pink bag that burned up one of the times she died. So logically, Marin knows it shouldn't be here unless somebody magic-wise put it there. And she's just kind of looking at it for a moment before she sticks it back in a bag, because that is a whole mess for another day, and there is not enough alcohol in this caravan.
Everybody is looking at each other except for Asen, who's asleep, and Jolene, who's yelling Asen's name in her sleep. And you just hear a loud squeak, and you look over, and Audrey has eaten a mouse.
Audrey.
Like a
Wait, is that
regular mouse?
Just a
Audrey
regular.
was scared.
Or I was trying to say a regular mouse?
Just a regular mouse.
Okay.
Field mouse. So, Marin, I can just say that you need to decide what she makes a field mouse into. at some point, and we'll get to know that when you're ready to tell us. I rolled for it. It was going to be a field mouse or a bird, let me tell you.
Mm.
Aw.
I know.
But we like the mice. We don't like birds.
I could chase either one.
And you catch both of them.
That was a very clever joke.
Oh God.
You all are kind of taking some time to figure everything out, and then you feel a jolt of the caravan. There's a speed up for a second, and you can feel the rocking of this whole thing. It kind of lurches to the side. Asen, it would knock you off balance, so you would wake up.
Check.
And as you wake up, you'd realize that this is the caravan turning on a very hard turn, almost against against the normal will of it. So it's whipping to the side almost, and so it kind of toss you all a little bit. Jolene kind of wakes up to grab herself in her little nook, and she's looking at you guys like, what the hell's going on? You can hear a whoosh as you feel the gust of wind slam into the side of the caravan, and hear overhead what can only be a dragon passing by.
Oh no.
You'll hear Soul say that under his breath, just shit.
It's been a good long week or so of travel. So you're not near Moonsalt at all. I mean, you're a full week of travel out. Like, they've switched the horses out to make sure that the caravan never really had to stop. You're on the tithing roads. You're on somewhere where, on the tribute roads, dragons should not be there. This is a peculiar from what you've heard about. None of you have ever actually made this trip before, other than Asen being smuggled. This has never been a trip that you've made. So, from what you've heard, this is very interesting. And you just hear, over top of all of it, everyone prepare to come out and just make sure that your presence is known. This is just a normal greeting and a normal passing by. We'll all be fine as long as nobody lies to anybody. This is Jom's voice.
No promises.
Oh God.
And
Great.
Jolene just looks around and she goes, "Whew, oh, we're here already. God, I hate this." And
What do you mean?
She gets up and shakes off and goes, "Oh, we must be coming towards one of the station points. They're like nodes along the roadway, where the dragons check on what the tithings are and make sure that we're not skimping on anything." It's pretty basic. It's really annoying. Sometimes they're in a good mood though, and that's kind of fun.
Mm.
They're not all pieces. They're not all garbage. They're just, some of them are just really mean for no reason.
So you've been through these kind of things before?
The Soul Caravan's very well known on this road because we do a lot of the market stuff. Normally the dragons leave us alone because we're not actually bringing tithings anywhere. We're just we just help. The Soul Caravan makes sure that everybody on the road, everybody that is on this road, is I guess healthy. So it's one of those things where, as long as everybody's eating, the tithings keep happening. So, Soul Caravan's we're the main producers of that. So, we're normally pretty good. They've never seen you guys before, so this should be interesting. You'll probably get questioned a bunch.
Great. Good.
While that conversation is happening, DM, I'm looking for a floorboard or something to stuff the key in, even though it's got the damper on it, just to have an extra layer of hiding for it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not a floorboard, but there's definitely like little spaces that you could stash it in behind boxes or under stuff. You could roll it up into bedroll and stuff it into like a wall corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And immediately that's what I'm doing. I'm finding a corner with like a box in it and finding a way to wedge it behind there in a bedroll.
Cool. The caravan comes to like a very hard stop, and you can hear the movement of this large dragon outside. And then you start to hear a second set of paces. And Jolene even kind of says, "Oh, that's weird. Normally there's only one." And you can hear the stomping of two separate dragons as they move about. You hear the low growl. "Let's go! Let's go! I don't have all day to stare at horses and random meat."
Yeah, then I guess we need to make this as nonchalant and chill as possible.
You guys, as you guys get out of the... first of all, are all four of you going to get out of the caravan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just gotta be super
Chill.
super chill.
Are you getting out in the way of like getting out the front, or are you going to stand on top of the caravan? There are two. It's very different. That's why I'm asking.
I think it's best if we get out like normally, because I'm pretty sure dragons have this thing about being on their level.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that thought process.
I'm going to follow Asen's lead on that and just go out normal.
Right. So I feel like Asen would like open the very specific back door, be like, yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Good deal.
Jolene will follow with you three. Where you going, Marin?
Gonna grab Audrey, and we're gonna go out.
Okay. As you all make your way out, you can see everybody else kind of standing there. They have most of the horses like in the front. The couple of the oxen that are still like attached to the thing here and there are still stationed like and still attached. They haven't like unattached any of the animals. There's a couple dogs walking around too. I didn't think you all haven't seen any dogs in the caravan, but they are there. They apparently some people just have dogs in there with them. Everybody except for one person is standing outside. And Tableau is standing on top of the caravan. Well, he's sitting on top of the caravan, looking down at everything, except for, and not looking at the dragons at all. He's just watching you all get out and scoffing a little bit. And Jom opens his hands and says, "Rictamir, you've brought a friend with you this one time. Is this to help expedite this process? It normally takes us but a short moment between you and I. I have some great fish for you in the back, like always. I can't imagine anything has changed between us, my friend." Rictamir is a fairly bulky green dragon. He would look almost like a fairy tale dragon if you were to not give him a second look or a second thought. He's very much like one of the, like a stegosaurus type dragon, if you get what I mean, with like the horns and all the like bone plating and just these big bulky wings that come out of him, a little tiny head that doesn't look like it looks like it doesn't belong on this dragon. He's very weird looking for a dragon, to say the least. This is one that maybe his DNA was watered down a little bit too much. And then next to him is this very large gold dragon with a long head, this huge body that kind of looks like it winds on forever, and kind of in the form of, like, you'd say a Chinese dragon, where it's like its body looks like it just renders off into the into the clouds almost, and it's kind of looking down. Its eyes look like it's like piercing through everything. And Rick Demir just kind of answers back, "Oh, this is not a friend. This is Moore's render. Apparently, I'm not doing a good enough job. So, Lord Cinderlace has sent us a new companion to make sure that everything is taken care of properly." And this dragon's head pushes past him, and it, like, kind of sneers a little bit. Juju is like a thumb's length tall to what is like your arm compared to this dragon, if you get what I mean. As this thing looks down and in through him. And Moore's render the gold dragon. "Oh, well, all we have to do here is make sure everything is correct, and then you can be on your way. But we are looking for someone particular. There is a artifact that has been stolen from our temple, and apparently it is important enough that I had to be woken up and sent to find it." And he kind of like, Moore's render kind of like glances around. Its eyes kind of wash over everybody. And it stops back on Juju. Before you hear Tablu's voice, very loudly, "Nobody here's been to your temple. Nobody here cares about your artifacts. Y'all are boring fucking lizards. All we want to do is sell our wares and be on our way. You stop us every time, and every time we give you fish, you say thank you, you pretend like you care, and we move on. Jom, just give them the fucking fish and let us go on our way. I hate lizards. They're all annoying." You'd feel all the stress and all the intensity and all the awkwardness that a knife could pierce through the air. As Jom just kind of turns and looks, and the gold dragon pushes past to lean into Blue, and then stops cold in its tracks as it gets to eye level of Aeson and Soul. And its whole body turns, and it stares down at you two. And its body tilts, and it says, "Do you two know the difference between a gold dragon and the rest of my kin?"
Is this something Aeson would know?
No. You've never seen a gold dragon before.
No.
Soul is just wordlessly shaking his head no.
It would slowly lower itself so that its whole body is like laying on the ground like a snake. A snake that is somehow endless to your sight. As it does, the earth shakes. The ground itself cracks under its weight. Some of the animals get scared. And in this intensity of this moment, this feeling that everything is just starting to become a little bit more chaotic than it should, it says, while my friends, my kin, can sense magic, I have sight truer than all of them. I can see the tapestry. I can see the lingering presence of who you are and when you've been there and where you've been, and I can see anything you've ever touched. I think they call it dragon sight, but I think it's a gift that only my bloodline possesses. Soul, for a minute, your little froggy heart begins to pound a little bit harder.
Yep.
And it pushes in and passes you by. And its nose, its fangs rend towards Aeson. You are from Cinderlace's home. Why are you here? Away from where you are supposed to be. Why are you away from Underwing and the pits you were born to?
Muscle. Caravan needed muscle.
It just like snorts out, like, and the air of this pushes against you, and you take 1 stress. Because it's hot. It feels like molten gold slowly searing into your skin. And it's just muscle. Muscle. And it kind of like pulls back and twists its head. This is what they have to do? They have to hire people from Underwing, taking away from our stock just so you can keep your part of the road safe? And he turns back to Aeson and looks him dead in the face. Is this his fault? And he gestures towards the green dragon.
Aeson would probably reply something like, I am not as smart. I just go where they need muscle.
Everybody roll me an agility check. You're looking for a 19.
Oh,
Can I burn a hope and put hop to it onto this?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm burning the hope.
I don't think a hope is going to help that boy.
Oh, thank God.
I just barely made a 19, so
22 on hope.
19 on hope only because of the hop to it.
I got 11 on hope. I'm trying to figure out if there's something else I can do.
So,
Real quick,
yeah.
I'll burn 2 more hope and do support tank to let you reroll one of the die. Hope or fear, it's your choice, but it rerolls one of them when you fail a roll.
Okay, so how would I do that?
You just remember one of your dice and then just roll another d12.
Yeah.
All right. That can work. Let's see.
So, For those that got below a 19.
Okay, I'm gonna burn a hope to get to 19 because I literally just rolled another 11 and then plus 6, 17. Okay.
All right, that's fine. For those who rolled below a 19, I don't know if did anybody roll below a 19? That's fine. This dragon turns and its body shifts, and as it does, it hasn't gotten up. The ground is pushed up as this giant cloud of dirt and dust and rock are shattered into the skyline. Its whole body shifts the ground you are standing on to the point that the caravan lurches to the side. You have to jump to land on some of the pushed up stone. You don't fall over. You stand your ground. But it turns and it slashes with its claw at the green dragon, cutting through its face, ripping its bottom jaw almost off, pulling out some of its teeth, ripping out its tongue, and making the dragon like slam into the trees to the side. The trees shatter and scatter about, and this dragon's body, as it gets up, blood is starting to peer out. Sadly, because it's a green dragon, it immediately fizzles into the poison that becomes of the green dragon's blood and sizzles into nothingness. Otherwise, you could have gone and picked up some of this blood and been done with part of this quest.
Dang it.
But a green dragon's blood is not going to work for it, sadly. And this dragon starts to try and get to its feet, and the gold dragon just slams into it again, puts it onto the ground beneath it, and uses it to get himself up. And he looks around and goes, "This thing is such a disgrace! You have taken from us, Richthamir, and you will not be forgiven." And he looks at you all and says, "It is a shame that you have to worry about safety when you are bringing tithings or helping those bring tithings to our Lord. And it is a disgrace that anything like this should be." And he starts to shake, and his fingers clamp into the skull of the green dragon. And he says, "If this were not my brother, it would not have a head anymore." And he'd let go, and you can see the inner workings of this thing's skull slowly as it has been rendered. And he says, "Now pick yourself up and heal." And the dragon kind of stumbles to itself, takes a deep breath. Asen, you'd recognize these breaths. This is kind of how you make ice. And as it sucks inwards, its jaw reforms and clicks into place. And the green dragon heals itself just enough that it can then fly again. And Moore's Render looks at everybody and goes, "He does not need fish from you this time. Please sell it and make sure that everybody gets to where they're going. You, though, find your way home to the pits where you belong. These people are now under my care. There will be no bandits along this road ever again."
Asen's just gonna nod. Feels like he said enough.
As you nod, the dragon's going to look at you and pull in a little bit. "I can't hear your head rattle."
No.
I want to express the amount of physical pain Marin is in right now to not comment that there's nothing in Asen's head.
That was my thoughts. He was like, "There's nothing in there for you to
Exactly
hear."
what I did. I was like, right? I was like,
It's such a tense moment, and Asen's like, "Is there anything in there to rattle?"
I didn't hear your head. I was like,
Oh my
Asen's
God.
gonna hear Marin just whisper, "Say it louder."
yes, understood.
Great. From what I have been told, many pit fighters have gone missing, and now the pits are kind of bland. And I was not woken up to watch to be disrespected in such a way. And he turns.
Asen will give a salute.
He turns and he starts to leave, and then he stops. And he looks back at Jom and to Blue. And he says, have either of you seen anybody from the Moonsalt Temple lately? Oh, hold on. And as his claw touches the ground, he casts Zone of Truth on the area. Yes. Have any of you seen anybody from the Moonsalt Temple lately? And to Blue just goes, yeah. We pass by there every time we come on our way here. We've seen a ton of people from the fucking temple. Just like we do every other time. So, what do you need? And this dragon, Jom looks again. He makes eye contact with you four real fast. And I think that he rests a little bit more on Isis's face for just a moment. Kind of giving you that look of like, if he could stay inside, I would just let him stay inside type of thing. It's like when two parents have a conversation when their kids are being stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And and Jom starts to sigh. And the dragon goes, when was the last time you were at the Moonsalt Temple? And Jom goes, just starts to say, it was weeks ago. We've been on the road for a while now. Mm-hmm. In fact, we're going to make our way up north a little bit and then stop at the normal marketplace. If you happen to be there at the time, I have some lovely artifacts and food for you to look through. I think that if any of them happen to shine your fancy, you can take them. Just like we have the same sort of deal with Richtmeyer. It's fine. And Moorswender, I don't collect trinkets and baubles that are mortal things. I don't care about that. I just don't want to be awake in pointless moments of time. But it seems that this place is useless. Or at least this person is. And he like again gestures towards the green dragon. Are you sure that nobody has seen any of the runners from the temple? Turns. You four are new. Looks, and I think this is when he would look very, very closely at Isis. And his head would tilt a little bit. Are you also muscle?
In certain situations. And brains. Whichever suits.
You're not supposed to be on this plane.
Trust me, I know. But here we are.
There's a moment of and his claws come up and he rests them and he puts his head on his claws a little bit to like look at you. Did they wake you up too?
Yes.
It's a shame that mortals think that their problems are big enough to approach those of other realms and other planes or things higher than them. Did you have to make a deal with something? Are you stuck here, little one?
I am fulfilling my end of a contract which once it is finished, I should be able to hopefully collect my reward and be done with things.
There's not much magic left here at all. Are you going to be able to find a way home after?
I have been promised help, so I should believe so.
That means you know somebody on this plane with enough magic to help you.
I don't know that person specifically.
What region do you come from?
Do we name the regions?
Rostberg.
Oh, so I was originally from, I believe y'all called it Rostberg.
I see. That's far away. He stands up and shakes. It's also very cold there. I'm not worried about it then. And
It was actually quite different, quite nice change.
he stops and looks back at you. Well, enjoy your snow then. I will check again when you get to the marketplace. Be safe. If you see anybody from the Moonsalt Temple and capture them, I will make sure the rest of your lives are spent happy and healthy and however you would like that dream to look if you bring them to me.
If we capture someone from the Moonsalt Temple, we will let you know.
Great. And he launches up into the sky. Unlike when he landed, there's no wind. There's no shaking of the earth. It's almost as if he just gracefully took off. It's like watching a professional diver hit the water and just be enveloped by it. Quickly after him, Richtmir is following him like the little puppy jumping after the larger dog. And the dragons have left you all to your own devices. And all you hear over the silence of the moment is to Blue say, well, fucking good.
In that moment, I think they'll hear also Soul unstick himself from the side of the caravan he jumped on when the ground came up. And just plop onto the ground, finally taking a breath.
Just...
Yep.
And Ezra will be like, goddamn dragon.
Marin has this look of she is visibly confused. Not sure if I like the big shiny dragon or to blue more in this moment.
Asen, that would be the largest dragon you've ever seen other than Cinderlace. Very specifically.
Trying to figure out why they always gotta fuck with Asen. Like, just trying to keep like words super minimal. I was like, Asen's probably dealt with dragons. They don't like when you talk. They don't give a fuck what you say.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Marin, you've been to a lot of different planes of existence as well. You're a hopper. And I think that would actually probably be one of the largest dragons you've seen as well. Because if we were to compare that to other dragons, lengthwise, it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, she's not seen a dragon that big before.
Yeah. Lengthwise. Maybe not girth, but you know. But, anyway. Jom kind of looks around and goes, alright, let's all get back on the... Let's go. Let's make our way. Let's go. And then you hear Tableau kind of just... It's always so much with them. I just don't see why you just don't leave them the fucking fish. Maybe poison the fish even. Can we just kill the green one? He just kind of walks back downstairs into
A
his own caravan.
possibility?
You hear Jom just kind of shake his head. Yeah, let's poison the green poison dragon. You're fucking
Right. I was like, doesn't. No.
You would
like
also
trying
get you would also get a sense that like Jom and Tablu are friends. Like there's like the way they talk to each other is very much like somehow they're co-owners or they're good friends. They speak to each other like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Also, everybody kind of gives Tablu this air of like respect, but he comes off as just batshit crazy to most people.
Getting that vibe.
Yeah. Anyway, are we doing anything before we get back in the caravan and get on our way?
I need to sit down for a minute, I think. That thing got really close.
I mean, he didn't breathe down you and get you a stress mark. Like,
No, he just asked me about my whole personal life.
Oh,
Very nosy
I
ass
thought-
dragon.
I thought we were dead. Or at least gonna have to fight.
nah, if it came down to it, Asen would have saved you.
Thanks, I guess. Let's get out of here.
Please.
You see Marin turn around and she's like, the pits have gotten bland. I don't know why I'm awake, said Moore's Render, the bougie bitch.
Well, obviously the pits are bland because Asen's not there. Now
Right.
the dream makes sense.
We just need to go spice up the pits like we fought in that other town. Then it won't be bland anymore.
That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Though from what I know of Underwing, I wouldn't get to snatch a rug off of anybody's head again.
Who knows? Maybe.
And with that, Soul's gonna just start hopping into the cart or into their little compartment.
Very cool. So, the caravan starts to roll again. Pulls away. You get to the top of what feels like a hill. Is anybody gonna move around during the daytime? It's a fairly nice day out. I mean, after all, the clouds were moved so that this fucking Moore's Render boozy ash bitch can make his way over here. He moved all the clouds to get here. The sunlight's out.
Yep.
If I gotta pick a dragon, it's gonna be the one that can move the clouds.
Well, I mean, you haven't technically found a husband for this realm, so
Not yet.
Still don't know if I want to marry a dragon.
I mean, there was always, the mushroom guy, or we'll call him the Mushroom King, and the Minotaur. You got options.
The Mushroom King.
Is anybody gonna sit outside?
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like you said we can get on top
Yeah.
of the caravan. Since, this is her chance to experience the sights and lay in the sunbeam, just really bask in the weather.
Marin, please describe what your garden outside looks like.
It looks like a field of wildflowers. Is on the side of... Huh?
I said somehow. This is true.
Yeah. It's just a field of wildflowers over and around the entire caravan. Because she also took the little bag of seeds and planted them all over it. So there's also a little section that is nothing but mushrooms. And it is shaded. And she has a little sign that looks like Audrey is painted on it. And it says no.
No.
It says no.
Okay, I won't lay near that area then.
What's everybody else doing?
I think Solo's going to look around the group and just say, I never asked, but is anyone here able to smith anything? Use a forge?
Oh, hey, what's going on? I probably should have mentioned that so much earlier.
Oh, good. Good. I thought we were going to have to find someone.
Oh,
That would
no.
have been hard.
I work the forge. Using actually my special fire magic makes it heat a lot higher. So we should be fine. I know my way around a blade.
With that said, and if the chest that we got is in here with us, I'll point towards it. Any chance you can work that metal?
More than likely, just need to get it into something, malleable enough to make some type of steel out of, but we should be able to hammer it into something. Yes.
How good it would be for a weapon, but with its properties of resisting the dragon fire, we could certainly use it for armor or a shield or something.
Certainly. I'd have to take a look at the properties of the metal too, because ideally, if we're going to heat something that hot that we want to be able to counteract dragon fire, quenching the weapon to fully solidify it, we might need a special type of material for that too.
No. All right. And you'll see ideas just rolling around inside of Soul's head as he nods and then just starts pacing.
Is it the time to mention, like, the ore? That, we're clearly going to go get.
As Asen begins to start to tell you about the ore, everybody please make a roll me an agility saving throw.
Because he's telling us about the ore?
Yeah.
I get a 15 on hope.
Just need above a 12.
24 on hope.
13 on hope.
21 on hope.
Y'all, nobody can roll fear? That's not, nobody's gonna let me just rack some fear up before we do this? Cool.
No.
That's cool. Yeah. Anyway, you hear a craning and a jam as this loud voice rolls through, and you feel the whole back of the caravan rip off. And anybody that's on top of it, you would see the green dragon collide into the back of the caravan. And,
yeah, I can see you being a little angry.
And pick up one of the large oxen and just slam it into the ground, killing it, breaking its neck, and then launching it at the front of the caravan to get Jom's attention. And it just screams, "I'm gonna kill all of you for that." You would hear Jom's voice over just in your head, I guess, as the elemental connects and says, "So, this is what you're here for. Let's kill a dragon, protect the caravan."
Oh boy.
You all kill the dragon, I'll protect the caravan.
Yeah, it's just that simple. All right, guys, let's just kill the dragon. You would see your guys part of the caravan stays upright. To Blue's, which is the one in front of yours, gets hit with the oxen and it explodes. Like the plants shatter. The whole oxen goes through the center of his vehicle like it is a cannonball against a ship.
and it shatters and collides in on itself. The plants all collapse inwards, and it starts to roll down the side of the hill a little bit. And the only reason it hasn't is because both your caravan piece and the piece in front of Tablu's is holding it together as the horses desperately try and stay upright, stable at the side. And Jom immediately jumps down and starts to unhook the horses and stuff like that. And the green dragon begins to claw its way towards the front of the caravan. You all would be about 30 feet away from it at this time, as it is going to go past you to attack Jom, the horses, and the people in the front caravan. If anybody is going to attack, I would give you the first round because it is not currently looking at you. It is about to use its breath weapon on the front caravan.
Soul's just gonna look down. This is what I promised to do, and draw the weapon and get ready to just jump out of the side of the caravan onto it and attack.
Well, certainly won't be outdone by a frog.
Oh,
Jesus, yeah, I guess we're doing this.
I mean, he's about to prepare his breath weapon. Like, ordinarily, I would have been like, it's not my fault. Your brother took it the wrong way.
but also, we're about to lose the whole ass caravan.
Exactly.
All right, yep.
If I may, DM, I would like to use this as a embodiment of my order to use a D20 instead of a D12 for this roll.
Yeah, by all means. So what are y'all? What is everybody doing? I will let you know. I'm starting this fight with 5 fear. That's what I've accumulated over the past episode and a half.
Yep. So, for specifics, Soul is going to go to the top of the caravan and then just try to jump from the side as hard as he can.
No, yeah, I was gonna say you guys are on top of the caravan currently because you were talking with Isis and she was laying in the sun.
Okay.
Okay. God, this isn't one of those things that I can use my silence spell on, is it? You can just like have him just stop because he can't make noise.
You can't silence his breath weapon. There's no magic to this dragon, let me tell you.
Oh, there's none?
No, he's not magical.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess I'll ready to cast a spell.
All right.
Just so you're aware, DM, when we get to it, it's a 27 on hope.
You can go first then. Go ahead.
All right.
27, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's past our hurt green dragon's difficulty.
Okay, cool. Where's my D8s? There they are.
Okay. I got a 20 on hope for mine.
Are you guys okay with letting Isis go second?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I was just announcing that it was on hope, so that way people didn't have to worry about putting me at the end, because it's not fear.
After 2 of you hit, I'm going to interrupt with a fear. So whoever wants to go second, I need to know.
If you want to go Ace, then that's totally fine.
I rolled a 14 on fear.
Then maybe not.
Right.
Soul, how much damage did you do?
So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 6, 18.
It's a close range attack.
Oh.
It's a close range attack, right?
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. I totally forgot I had that, right? Because the whole, if you miss the first attack thing, boom. Let me try that again.
Yeah, do it again.
You need to mark a stress, and I will take half damage.
Okay.
So how much damage? You did 9.
It was 18, so 9. Once halved, yeah.
So then So I'll take 1 HP.
And while I'm going, I'll go into the unstoppable state as I fly through the air.
Yep. As you hit it, you realize that as you hit its scales, they unfurl a little bit, and acid shoots out of it. So as you hit it, it's like hitting a wet, like, cloth full of acid that spray back on you. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't like take damage. You don't take damage from it, but it does take some of the swing out of your swing, and it does happen to make you mark a stress not to get hurt.
Yeah. All right.
I rolled a 18 on fear this time.
So it would be up to you guys. Marin, do you know what you were gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you all want to talk about who's gonna go second? Because like I said, I'm going to interrupt after the second person goes.
What were you gonna do, Marin?
I was going to cast Vicious Entangle, which I'm only doing because it does like shit for damage, but I'm only doing it to restrain him.
I would probably like that then. That's just my thing, is if you restrain it. That would make it easier for the rest of us to then do something.
Do you know what you rolled?
Yes. I rolled a 25 on Hope.
So that will entangle. Do you all want to let her do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. How much damage does it do?
It does 5 damage.
Okay, so I'll ignore that. It'll
It
power
does
through.
shit for damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll mark a stress and reduce the damage to 0. But the restrain comes up. All of these vines rip out of the ground and pull down as the drag. I will spend 1 fear to spotlight our dragon Richtmir. I need to spend a fear to unrestrain myself, I believe.
Yes.
All right, so that leaves me with 3. And it immediately bursts out with its wings. It just got hit by this frog that is way stronger than any frog has any given right to be. And it is going to turn to look at you and realize that you 4 are part of the fucking problem in its head. And our dragon has Relentless 4 as a passive, which means that whenever it's highlighted, it takes 4 turns. So
Right.
It is going to turn and immediately bring its hand down on Marin, since she is the one who cast a spell, and he does not like magic. Sadly for our chubby little necked green dragon, it does not have multi-attack. So I'm going to make 1 swing on Marin. Which is going to be its hand just kind of coming straight down on her. We do have something called a passive called Apex Predator, which means all of your evasion scores are halved when I'm making an attack against you. So I rolled above a 15 to hit Marin, which I believe hits you.
You only needed a 5.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that's better than he needs from me. He
I have
needs a
like
4 from me.
questions about these boss fights.
Oh, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
here's another question. I'm about to do 3d20 worth damage.
Where's the question?
Which was... I
I don't feel like that was a question.
I rolled a 2 on one of the dice.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That wasn't a question.
Marin, you're all the way back at the cart, right?
Yeah.
So you're not next to me.
So I will do 36 worth of damage to you. That was turn 1.
What the?
I will spend another fear to do... what is this thing called? Acid Surge. And it is going to immediately begin to like push as much of the poison out of its pores as possible and make a large explosion around itself. I need a reaction roll from Soul, Asen, and Marin. Isis, I don't think you're close enough yet.
And is this on agility? Right.
This is a instinct reaction roll.
Okay, instinct. Got it.
Can I count this as like a negative, harsh environment to get the advantage?
This is a negative, harsh environment. Yes, I'm changing the environment.
Okay, you said it was an instinct roll.
Mm-hmm.
It's a critical success.
Good job.
Oh, look at you.
I got a 16 with fear.
Okay. My difficulty 17, so you fail.
I could use another hope, I guess.
Okay. That's fine. Marin?
I also got a crit.
Very good. None of you all fed me. That's turn number 2. For my third turn, it is going to swing attack. It's going to attack our frog. I'm positive I hit you.
Yeah, you only need a 4.
That'll be 28 damage.
All right, so that's already reduced by 15 because of the unstoppable and being what I am. I'm going to expend an armor slot to reduce it by 30 total, down to 0.
Let's go.
I'm just going to basically after having to react to poison being pushed out in an explosion, I'm just going to try and jump off of whatever it swings at me with, be it a claw, tail, head, whatever.
Its hand, yeah.
Yeah.
As it misses you, and you jump off of it, its head is gonna snap out like a snapping turtle and go to snap on you.
Okay.
That's why it has such a little derpy head, because it's a snapping turtle.
I love that.
Oh wait, I don't have to roll for this. This is you.
Okay.
I need a what is this? This is an agility reaction roll. You gotta get above 17.
Agility reaction needs to be above a 17. Got it. That is... You're not going to believe this, but that's another crit.
Nice.
Double
Soul is just... I want this known. That Asen, you are ready to attack. Soul gets in front of you, makes a swing, takes a full hit from this dragon, runs around, jumps up, the head comes flying out, and here comes Soul through the mouth as it snaps down, misses him, and there's Soul like soaring in the air above him with his fucking shield and pot and like banister attack piece of metal, ready to strike this dragon down from above. Oh
god.
And the dragon has missed all of his attacks at Soul. Soul has officially tanked 3 out of 4 of these dragon attacks.
Whew.
Making it your guys' turn again. Isis, you rolled before for a good hit. Why don't you go ahead and do the damage for that?
Oh, okay. Yep.
And we'll say that you strike it now first, getting yourself into the battle, while you 3 talk about what's going to happen next. Soul, you're still up in the air. Marin, you were just mid. You were just mid, like coming back from casting.
Okay,
you did hold
does
it back.
18 not hit?
And Asen, you need to. What did you roll to hit?
I rolled an 18 with fear to hit.
So yes, you will hit, but you rolled with fear, so theoretically you should strike last.
Correct.
But its defense is 17, so you will hit. But after you, it'll be the dragon's turn.
Okay.
So, Soul and Marin, if you want to talk about what you're doing at this moment.
I'm wanting to do is, just because it sounds really cool, is lead spiked shield first and just aim for its face after it just tried to snap at me. Even towards an eye or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to bring it down.
Sure, I can see it.
But I have enough hope that I could do a tag team attack.
Ooh.
If anyone's able to.
I mean,
You and Marin
Yeah.
definitely could.
I was gonna say it
Yeah.
would be you, Marin.
Because, like, that sounds like a fun idea.
we're probably gonna need it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, we are.
If I hit one of you and you're going to go down, I need you to let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
So which one of us is gonna do the tag team role?
You both roll to hit, right?
And then it takes whichever the higher is, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Marin?
Water, go.
I was asking which one of us because I didn't hear which one of us was gonna do it.
Oh, no, it's solo Marin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and mark this hope off.
I rolled a 17.
On hope or fear?
On hope. Because I need hope.
That is a 6 on fear from me, so we'd be using your roll here.
17 on hope hits. So...
And how do we want to do this
Yes,
is
please
my question here.
Describe what this looks like, this joint attack between Marin and the flying frog.
The flying frog. Are you still in the air?
He is.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
So I jumped off of a hand and then dodged the mouth in midair.
That sucks. How high in the air is Soul?
Pretty fucking high.
That's not an answer.
60 feet.
Fuck. Okay.
But if you
First-
could hit the dragon's head so that it turns so he could hit the dragon in the eye, that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
If you could do some kind of magic to like pad his fall or give him something to leap off of so he can get some more momentum, or I don't know, there's a whole bunch of different things we could do here.
My first thought was if there's still a vine flying out from where he broke free, just pulling it back in and pulling me with it.
There's one. Okay. So she's going to form this mass of it's gonna look like just air and fire and leaves and rocks just spinning, like the avatar ball of all the elements. And she's gonna just wind back and throw it at him. But like it starts out about the size of a softball, but by the time it gets to him, it's larger.
Amazing.
That is going to be 24 damage from that.
24, wow. Okay.
And it wasn't even a crit.
And for me, it's 16 from the spike shield.
So 40 overall?
Yes.
That's 3 HP.
Damn.
The spike shield
Good job.
is the spike shield's melee though.
Yes. So it's as I'm coming down, I'm just gonna drive it into him.
So I'd have that and you'd take a stress.
Yes.
So
it was
8.
16, so it'd be 8. So that'd be
So it's 26 plus 8.
Yep. So 34.
That's exactly my 3 HP threshold.
Still nice.
That thing has a lower 3 HP threshold than me.
I know. You are fighting a hurt green dragon.
Fair.
I want you all keep that in mind as we do this. You're fighting the hurt green dragon.
Check. Okay.
Right. Jesus.
You've done 4 HP to it so far.
Yay!
Isis, I know that you now hit with your attack, right?
Yes.
How much damage do you do?
26.
And what the fuck? And yeah, great. Isis is insane. It's a melee attack as well.
No, she would use her Rain of Blades spell. So like it says within very close range, but she would summon she would stick her hands out and these like fiery daggers would spawn in the air. She'd like start flinging them.
So it's within close range though.
Yeah.
So again, you also will mark a stress, and I will take half damage from it.
Okay. So then divided by 2, so 13.
All right, so 5 HP now. Whew. Asen, your turn.
I feel like during all this time, because I feel like Aiden was actually inside of the caravan part. So I feel like this whole time, like he's been like crawling, like up to the top, and he's like, okay, right. You can like see him do his breathing, and then he's gonna like give a roar, and he's gonna like jump off, and like just come down like really hard with his hammer. But I feel like he'd stump his toe or something like while he's like jumping off. And you're like,
Yeah.
And I got an 18 on fear, and he's going to do 35 physical damage.
Okay, so 30, but 35 divided by 2.
Right.
And you mark your stress.
We're going to divide that by 2, which is, I guess, rounded up is 18 or rounded down is 17.
So 18. Okay, cool. So.
And then I'll take a stress.
Yep. Whew. Fuck. Yeah, y'all have done 6 HP worth of damage to this dragon so far. And as you come cleaving down on top of it, it's gonna like roar because this frog is just smacked in its eye, and there's been this giant avatar wind blast from Marin, and Isis is raining fiery blades on it. It hates fire, and then out of nowhere, this giant blunt axe just slams into the side of it, and it's just. And it's gonna turn. It's gonna wing buff it. I'm gonna have that hit Asen. If you have your evasion, Asen, do I hit you on a 7?
No.
So I miss you.
You do? Oh my god!
Yeah.
You can't believe my evasion is 15.
Yeah, so I miss you.
Oh god!
So this wing just flies out sideways, and Asen, how do you dodge its giant wing as it comes colliding with you? You want to say you run up it?
Yes, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So this wing comes flying to like hit you, and Asen just lands on it, and with the grace of somebody not Asen's size, with the grace of Vashat, Asen runs up the side of this wing and just leaps off of it. So now you're in the air next to Sticky, as both of you are just.
And so, hold on. Whenever I get to evade a melee range attack, I get to mark a stress to automatically deal damage from my active weapon to the attacker.
Do it.
So I'm going to mark a stress, and you're just going to take it.
I love this. You mark your stress, and as you're running up, you realize that if you are able to turn which way you come off of him, Sticky can land on you and push back off to be in the air with you. So you cleave your axe into the wing of it. It spins you around, and then there you are, Soul, just ready. You can now jump off of Asen and stay in the air with him, as both of you are now leaping again through the air towards this dragon. You cleave through its wing a little bit. How much damage do you do?
31 physical damage.
31 physical, but this is an ability, right?
Yes,
so
it's an ability.
I wouldn't say this is a close ranged attack. This is an ability.
Oh, wow.
Does it say it's close range?
It just says whenever...
It just says weapon damage, right?
From melee range, you can mark a stress automatically.
Nope, it said melee range. Yeah, it's going to be halved. Anything that's within close range, I have to.
It says melee range. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so there's another HP. I tried to give it to you. I did.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, there's another HP off of it. This dragon is like shaking, and it's still highlighted though. I'm gonna get 3 more attacks with it. It's gonna look upwards and it's gonna take a swipe, one at Asen and one at Soul, as it tries to like both like swipe at both of you before it takes off with its wings. So, first attack at Asen, it's above a 20. I hit you. And then at Soul, it's a 11. I think I hit you on an 11.
Yeah, you need a 4.
So Asen, for you, it is Jesus fuck.
Whatever it is, I think I'm just gonna use scramble.
Okay, I was gonna say it's 45.
Yeah, that would probably kill Asen.
But
So we're just gonna use scramble.
okay. So the first claw goes to collide with Asen, and somehow Asen like does some kind of weird maneuver in the air and somehow tumbles around.
That's why your axe is heavy, right? You're gonna be like
Soul, I rolled 3 d20 to hurt you. And I rolled below a 20.
You rolled below a 20.
So I think you're going to mitigate this entire damage.
What's the total?
18.
18. So I'm resistant to physical damage already because the unstoppable, and it's reduced by my armor score, so that's going to go to 0.
Yeah. But I would like to flavor this as its entire claw colliding with you, and Asen, as you tumble around it, you watch Soul take the hit and push the arm back midair.
Yeah.
In a show of just pure strength. I want Asen to see Soul move this dragon's giant claw. This dragon whose hand is bigger than Soul's entire body. I want you to watch him as he braces himself and pushes it back. And it looks like a little thorn in the paw of this dragon as he dink, pulls it out.
Oh, man.
And then the dragon is going to use something called Deadly Flight, which is when its wings both hit the ground. Marin and Isis, I need a agility saving throw above a 17 from both of you.
Okay.
To avoid the wings hurting you. But each of you will lose 2 hope either way.
I rolled a crit.
Very good. You won't take
It's always critter day.
Yeah, it's always critter day.
I rolled a 24.
Great. Both of you avoid the damage, but you will lose 2 hope as the wind pushes you into the ground a bit. And its wings make it take straight off. And with my very last everything, I'm going to attempt to grapple Asen. And take him straight up in the air with me. Asen, I will happily strength check you if you would like. Would you like to roll strength for strength with me?
Asen is more of an agility fighter than a strength fighter.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I rolled a 19 to hit. So if you would like to roll an agility roll and see if you get out of it on your turn, you can. But for now, I'm taking you 60 feet straight up.
Shit.
Sticky, I'm gonna give you a moment if you'd like to stick to the dragon to go with it.
Absolutely. I'll burn my last hope to use sticky fingers to try and hold on to it too.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just gonna say you get it.
Okay, cool.
If you're gonna burn a hope and you got sticky fingers, you're now stuck on this dragon. They go straight 60 feet up in the air, and it is gonna turn, and it's holding Asen. It is now your guys' turn.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm definitely going to call this a harsh environment. That is like new,
So harsh.
right? So we're
Everything
definitely using.
everything
Right,
the
that's
light,
crazy.
everything you see the light touches, my son. Like throws you back to the earth.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, I'm definitely using that. Oh, right, sorry. What was I rolling? Agility. Totally.
I need one of y'all to roll on fear so I can do something for 3 fear. So I need y'all to do
No,
that, please.
I'm going to say a strong no.
we're not doing that.
Right?
I would just like it would be a favor to me.
Okay, so technically I got a 30 on fear,
Nice.
but
Wait, what?
just because what?
You got a 30?
Yeah, yeah.
Holy cow.
That's awesome.
That's incredible. Okay.
But because you really, really want that fear, I think I'm willing to burn the 2 stress points to turn it into a hope.
All right, Asen's going to do a 30 on hope,
Jesus Christ.
which I don't even know what to say. I feel like should let you crit on that.
It feels like I
doesn't,
really
but-
want to get out of this.
I was like, it doesn't crit because it's not double my difficulty even, but it is insane. Okay, so Asen's going to do whatever he's going to do to get out.
Mhm.
Soul, Isis, and Marin, what are you all thinking about this turn?
I'm thinking
Mm,
about it since I'm stuck to the dragon.
Right.
I'm gonna use my tongue as a weapon because I'm able to do that, and just climb up the side a little bit and just try and just hit it in a soft spot with the tongue.
Okay.
That's my thought for what I'm doing.
Very cool. Isis, do you have anything you can do from 60 feet away? Think far range.
yes. So I'm gonna launch fire at its eyeball,
Okay.
aiming specifically for the eyeball.
All right. Marin?
Well, I think I'm going to marker stress and transform into a bird
Mm.
and fly up there.
What kind of bird?
Look, I'm not getting in the fight. I just want to be near the fight because I have a plan for when these 2 knuckleheads hurt the dragon enough for it to plummet 60 feet.
Yep.
So that's me.
All right. So Marin's moving her way up to the fight. Isis is going to throw fireballs at it. Soul's going to poke it with its tongue. And Asen, how are you getting out of its hand? On a 30 with hope.
I feel like
At this point, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I don't really know what to say.
right. Okay. So I feel like I would have like taken like my axe and like kind of like cut away or something and then like swung like I don't know at his leg or something. And then when it loosed, I feel like I'd use that momentum to actually like swing around like the dragon's leg. So now I'm like holding on to like the top part of his leg.
Yeah, you're just you're like right here,
Right.
forearm on it. Yeah, you're like on its forearm, and you've kind of like broke its pinky a little bit, I would say, or one of its fingers. How much damage do you do?
Actually, I didn't even roll damage.
Yeah,
I just
let's roll damage.
okay. I was just trying to get out, but okay. Bet. This thing just did 40 damage. Flat out.
So
I'm gonna
20.
take this.
So 20 damage.
Oh my god, that is nuts.
Which is 2 HP.
God.
Yeah. I'm going to say you break more than just one of its fingers. You cleave your way through the back of its hand and climb out of the hole that you cleave through. Which I think would look really badass, covered in poison and acid as you rip through this thing's whole hand.
Hold on. Yes. Fat. That's gonna be awesome. Hold on.
Aeson just rips out of this thing like it's one of the xenomorphs out of someone's stomach. Isis and Soul, what did you all roll?
You're not gonna believe it, but I posted a picture. It's a crit on 2 12s
Yep.
Oh my god.
for
That's
59 damage.
Insane.
Okay.
3d12
Yeah, Marin.
plus the max damage from 3d12.
Good job, Marin.
Holy cow.
All right. Isis?
21 on hope to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay.
Alright, so
So she's going to unleash chaos and shoot fire at it. And she's going to deal 30 damage to its eyeball.
Yeah, you watch as this dragon's eye boils and pops out of its head because it just shatters from the fire. Acid is ripping apart, and Soul's tongue does some absurd amount of damage to it. I think that as the eyeball like pops, Soul's like, "Oh, there's a soft spot," and just jabs it in its brain.
Yeah, I'd like to, knowing that it's a crit, I'd like to flavor it that I hit with the tongue and just pull myself up there, shield forward.
Yeah, that sounds better. And as Soul does this, he cleaves through the front of its mouth, and the dragon just kind of like wavers for a moment, and it turns, and it starts to die, but its breath weapon erupts from it as it spins to the ground. Its breath is just going off in like almost looks like a balloon exhaling. Soul and Aeson and Marin, make me a instinct reaction roll. Need to get above a 17.
Above a 17 or a 17?
You have to get above a 17.
On hope, but an 11.
where are the birds?
Because I
There they
technically got a 15 on hope. So it's like, I could make that a 17.
All right, so Soul, you will take 8, 12. You'll take 17 acid damage that cannot be reduced in any way.
Mm-hmm.
It's specific, like that's what its breath weapon is.
That is my major threshold, so I'll take 2 HP here.
Aeson, you will take 13 acid damage that cannot be reduced.
Okay.
Marin?
I got 18 on fear.
Marin,
No.
you will lose
20 on fear.
Marin, you will lose 2 hope, but not take any damage.
Okay.
This giant body is falling out of the sky. Its acid is still just spraying in a circle, but it is still up there for now. But so is Aeson and Soul.
Yeah.
About 65 feet up in the air with Marin. Marin, how are you going to save these two from falling 60-some feet?
As a bird. And I do mean just like bullshit as this random hawk flies by. Like she's flying by and just like near the two of you, she pops out of it. Hi, knuckleheads.
Is
As
it like,
we're falling.
is the dragon like actively falling? Is like Aeson like holding on, like looking at her, like
You were thrown off of it as you're thrown off of it as the dragon starts to die because you killed the dragon. It's going down at the moment, flailing.
Okay.
But okay, you're looking at them.
Yeah, she's waiting as we drop, kind of counting. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then she's going to snap her fingers, and this whirl of magic is going to spin around them because I rolled a 14, casting Blink Out.
Oh, nice.
And I can spend a hope to take both of them with me.
That's cool as hell.
Okay.
So there are going to be a couple things that happen all at once. You 3 are going to blink out. Isis, you can either spend agility you can either spend 2 hope to say you shield yourself in some way from this breath weapon. You can try and roll the instinct roll to just get away from it.
Okay.
Those are your 2 options.
What would I have to do for the instinct roll?
You need to make an instinct roll above a 17.
So I only got 1 hope left, so I'm going to add at least 2 to it. Nah, man, that's a 12 on fear.
All right. So then you will take so 8. You'll take 14 acid damage 14 magical damage that you can't reduce in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
As its body like flings, and then you're gonna see the middle caravan erupt with all these vines and flowers, and Tablu is gonna reach up, and it's gonna look like a giant hand of vines and mushrooms reach up in the air, grab the dragon by its face. All of the acid's gonna start pumping through it, and he's just gonna take it and slam it into the ground. And his whole arm is now encrusted with mushrooms, and there's no more skin to it. It's just all plant life. And it's going to be pulsing and like bulging, and he's just going to scream, "They're so loud, and they're always so careless. There's no reason for innocent animals or other things to get involved in this. There are children in the front cart. What a loud, disgusting thing. Acid, poison. Go be putrid somewhere else. You all killed this thing? Well, then it can be buried for all I care," as all the mushrooms are going to reach up and start to eat through the dragon's skin and pull it into the earth.
Heck yeah.
Weren't we talking about getting a dragon's heart just kind of...
The green dragons don't have anything that you can use. It's all poisoned and putrefied. I made that comment earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would see as like his body is, Tablu's body is like literally now partially taken over by all of these like mushrooms and fungi. And he's going to start to breathe a little bit heavier and look down at himself and say, "It was worth giving up. I apologize for my tardiness to this fight. You all did such a better job than anybody could have hoped for." And he's going to like lean down and start to pull the vines upwards so that his caravan can be like pulled back up and pushed back together. Where'd you blink out to, Marin?
We just popped back to existence on the ground.
Okay.
It's just a teleportation, sort of like quick travel thing up to 100 feet.
Yeah, so you all see this from about 90 feet away.
Right. Aisen's never been blinked anywhere, so he's probably like trying to make sure like he's still all there.
I think the adrenaline is still pumping for Soul, and he sees the body being like consumed by the mushrooms and everything, right? There's just an instinctual throw of the weapon towards the body before realizing, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tablu kind of looks over at you and he says, And he looks at you and says, "Don't worry. It's a beautiful day out still."
Thought it was moving still. Oh,
We
God.
just killed a dragon. Right? Do you know how many people who can say that?
Not many, that's for sure.
And he's probably gonna look over at Sticky, be like, "Say my name."
And there's a puff up and just, Asen! Letting it out as loud and as happy as he can.
Oh my god.
And then I feel like Ace will be like, having his own crap.
The little thing, yeah. Oh man.
Well, as Asen does that, you start to hear actual clapping. As everybody from the caravan does clap for you four. This is a
Like
big
in the
moment.
middle. Yeah, he turned around like with his accent and be like surprise, right? He doesn't have to make his own like crowd sounds in this moment.
I think it's in that moment while they're cheering that Soul tastes the brain matter and poison on his tongue
Mm-hmm.
and just starts trying to wash it off.
Ugh, yeah.
Could Soul and Asen both roll me a presence roll?
No fucking way. That's not another crit.
Critter Day.
It is, it's Critter Day.
I also got a critical success.
No,
No fucking way.
this is
I
crazy.
got 7.
This is not allowed to work.
Oh my
Like, up like
god.
that.
So everybody starts cheering, and a bunch of the kids, like there's a couple children with this caravan. One of them is the little dust clot cloud of Bocat, who is this like dust elemental as she kind of runs out, and she is the size of of Soul, I mean, and she would run right up to Soul and just be like, "That was so amazing. You move, but you stopped its whole hand from hitting you." And as she does this, she's becoming the whole scene. Like, she's a dust cloud, so she's showing you what it looked like from her point of view. And it's like this whole thing. There are like people around Asen, like some of the like tiefling looking demon born that look a little bit like you, Asen, but the other humans. And then Jom would come out and kind of like stand next to Isis and Marin, and he'd be like, "You all did incredible. You're both amazing warriors."
I'll be real with you, John. I didn't think that we were. I was worried. I was worried.
I would have been more worried if, the dragon wasn't already almost cleaved in two by his older brother.
But I've got a great team here. And you're right. We did a great job.
No, I think that we pulled together actual heroes, which is scary to think, considering I don't think that one knows what the word hero means. Gestures towards Asen. As Asen is surrounded by like 7 or 8 people, he's
giving like high fives to everybody, like, yeah.
One of the kids is like holding something up to you, and he's like, can you sign your name here? And it's like this like big sheet of like it's like a stick figure drawing of you.
Right? I don't know if Asen knows how to spell his name.
I don't think he does.
Draw a little symbol or something.
So, well, he like might cut like a piece of his hand, like rub his hands together, right, for like the blood, and like.
Perfect. Kids think
paw
that.
print.
Yeah, the kids just freak out, and run around. All the little elemental kids are like circling Soul at the moment, just showing him an entire reenactment of his battle. But like, Soul is like the buffest frog ever in their like little reenactment. It is like completely like, it makes no sense. Soul is like this is like Soul, the hero of like, you know what I mean? Like,
but drawn by that one comic book artist that has just a massive chest on everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Captain America could take off a full page.
Captain America. Yeah, this is completely ridiculousness. And everybody's just cheering for you guys. And then you hear Jom very casually say it to Blue, who is now somehow standing right next to Marin. Because Marin, you'd think that Jom's talking to you as he turns to look, but Blue is like right here behind you. But Jom says, we just killed a dragon. We need to move before more of them come, because they're going to feel that their brother died. Marin, you think he's talking to you, and before you can respond, Blue goes, we should just kill them too. I gave up.
There's this tiny little flinch, but then she does what he said. Because I assume he's taller than her, because she's 5'3".
Oh yeah, no. Blue is short for an elf, but
nice.
But tall for you. No, Blue's 5'9", which is short for an elf. And he just says we should kill them too. And as you point to him, you'd realize that his body has black veins growing up its neck, and he is very much taken over by these mushrooms at this point that he is now given birth to on himself. And he just smiles and goes, Jom, the only way it's ever going to be a clear day is if we kill all these fucking dragons. And he looks up at the sky and he kind of smiles and goes, for my new name's sake, that's what we're going to do. And we'll end right there. Thank you all for coming and watching episode 6 of Rolling a Soul Ragnarok. I love you guys. Thank you. Remember to go ahead and check out the Doomlings. Bye, everyone.